You search for professional services software. 3 names keep coming up: ProWorkflow, Accelo, Kantata. ProWorkflow has been around since 2002. Over 2.5 million projects managed. Time tracking, Gantt charts, resource management. Built in New Zealand. Accelo calls itself a quote-to-cash platform. CRM, projects, billing, invoicing, all unified. Built to kill tool sprawl. Kantata used to be Mavenlink, enterprise-grade resource management and project accounting. Backed by Vista Equity Partners. Seems straightforward. Then you dig deeper. ProWorkflow's interface still feels outdated. Contractors can't track time without a full paid seat. Accelo's mobile app lags far behind the desktop. Tasks and projects are siloed. And Kantata? The rebrand created confusion. Pricing often hits 6 figures annually. Here's what the feature tours don't mention. ProWorkflow. It's a solid workhorse. Users consistently praise the intuitive interface, the customizable workflows, and the value you get for the price. It's the most affordable of the 3 by a comfortable margin, with transparent per-user pricing. Templates save time on recurring projects. Time tracking integrates with QuickBooks, Xero, and FreshBooks without drama. The platform has managed over 2.5 million projects and tracked over 44 million hours, which says something about reliability. For small professional services firms with 5 to 20 people, it handles the basics well and doesn't try to be more than it is, but the basics are where it stays. The UI, despite a recent overhaul called Nexus, still feels dated to a lot of users. Dashboard and report customization is limited, which frustrates anyone who wants deeper analytics. The integration ecosystem is smaller than what you'd find with Accelo or Kantata. Automation has gaps, so repetitive manual tasks stick around longer than they should. The mobile app works, but it's basic. And here's the one that catches agencies off guard. If you work with contractors and need them to log time, they need a full paid seat. There's no lightweight contractor license. That means you're buying full licenses for people who only need one feature. And the costs add up fast for agencies that rely heavily on freelancers. So what about a platform that tries to replace everything? Accelo positions itself as the all-in-one. CRM, project management, time tracking, billing, invoicing, retainer management. For growing service firms tired of jumping between 5 different tools, the appeal is obvious. The retainer management feature is a genuine standout. If recurring client work is your business model, Accelo handles that better than most competitors in this price range. Email integration with Office 365 and Google pulls communication into the platform, so nothing falls through the cracks. Collaboration workspaces with real-time updates keep teams aligned. Real-time budget tracking gives you visibility into project profitability while work is still in progress, not after the invoice goes out. But the experience isn't seamless everywhere. The mobile app is noticeably weaker than the desktop version. If your team works from phones or tablets regularly, that's a real limitation. The interface gets called clunky by some users. There's a meaningful learning curve, especially when setting up reporting. The reporting is powerful once configured, but getting there takes effort. Tasks and projects feel siloed, so getting a complete picture across multiple client accounts takes more work than it should. And for simpler firms that don't need every module, it can feel over-engineered. You're paying for complexity you might not use. Accelo sits in the middle of the price range here. More expensive than ProWorkflow, but far cheaper than Kantata. So what about going enterprise? Kantata is the heavyweight in this comparison. Formerly Mavenlink, it rebranded in 2022 and acquired Kimble, a Salesforce native PSA tool, in 2023. The combination created a platform with enterprise-grade resource management, financial forecasting, and business intelligence that the other two simply can't match. For large professional services organizations with 100 to 1,000 plus employees, Kantata operates at a scale that ProWorkflow and Accelo weren't built for. But that scale comes with friction. The rebrand from Mavenlink to Kantata created genuine confusion. Community resources and documentation are fragmented between the old and new names. Some help articles still reference Mavenlink. The learning curve is steep and requires a dedicated administrator just to keep things running properly. Implementation is complex, and the pricing reflects all of that. Kantata is the most expensive option here by a significant margin, with contracts, that often reach six figures annually for larger deployments. For small or mid-sized firms, it prices itself out of the conversation entirely. There's also the Vista Equity Partners ownership to consider. Private equity backing can mean the product roadmap gets optimized for acquisition value rather than user needs. That's not a certainty, but it's a pattern worth watching. And if you're coming from the Mavenlink era, expect some adjustment. The transition hasn't been seamless for everyone. Right, so here's where I land. ProWorkflow is the budget choice. The cheapest of the three by a comfortable margin, with transparent per-user pricing. Easiest to learn, solid for the fundamentals. But the dated interface, limited automation, and contractor licensing trap hold it back. Best for small professional services firms with 5 to 20 people who need straightforward project management and time tracking without the complexity. Accelo is the consolidation choice. One platform, replacing 5 tools, strong retainer management, email integration, and real-time budget tracking. But the mobile app is weak, the learning curve is real, and it can feel over-engineered for firms with simpler needs. Priced in the middle of this group, best for growing service firms with 20 to 100 people who are tired of tool sprawl, work primarily from desktops, and run retainer-based client relationships. Kantata is the enterprise choice. Unmatched resource management, financial forecasting, and business intelligence at scale. The Kimble acquisition brings strong Salesforce integration for firms that need sales to delivery workflow. But it's the most expensive by far. It requires dedicated admin resources. And the rebrand left a trail of confusion that still hasn't fully cleared. Best for large professional services organizations with 100+ employees who have the budget and infrastructure to support a complex implementation. One that's affordable, but limited. One that consolidates everything but overwhelms simpler teams. One that handles enterprise scale but costs enterprise money. Every choice is a trade-off. At least now you know what you're trading.